It's not what you showed me last night.
Can we talk about this in the video? Okay. And there is YOLO's official coming out sequence. Welcome back to another intro. Guys, if you've been here for the entire time of this podcast, which the name is slipping my mind.
This podcast kills Joe Rogan.
TDCD. Titty City. That is not an offensive word, alright? That is not an offensive word, by the way. It is a woman body part. Alright. Anyways. Welcome back to another crappy intro. We hope you guys are enjoying these. Cause
tell them about the rate thing.
Yes.
I mean, some of them get some views.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah, we're honestly just doing this so we can get to the 10-minute mark as fast as possible without wasting too much of our video. And yeah, YOLO, you take it from here.
Okay, so we're using rate instead of QBR because...
Wait, you haven't even introduced the dang topic.
They can read, I hope. We're ranking every NFL MVP season.
I thought you said all your viewers were 3-year-olds.
I didn't say that. I said one of them who was a hater. PVC TV.
He's gonna see this video, by the way, just let me know.
Yeah, whatever, he's gonna dislike it. I think I blocked him anyways. Yeah. Anyways.
Okay, we're not gonna get into that.
Yeah. Ranking every NFL MVP season, we're using rate as QBR, and we're just gonna say QBR even though it's their rate for short.
Because QBR is a terrible stat created by ESPN. It sounds bad when you say somebody had a 68 QBR even though they had like 120 rate or something.
Yes, and on to number 20.
It's just a bad system, just like ESPN's programming right now.
Oh, shoot.
Don't take us down, please.
We should know. Well, one more thing before we go. Start. In 2003, there was co-MVPs. Just making that sure, so you don't think we did a typo or anything.
There is 20 MVPs on this list.
Yes.
Not 19.
2 of them just happened to be in the same year. Anyways. Number 20.
20.
Thank you.
We have our favorite and
the
completely
GOAT,
memorable
Rich Gannon.
Richard Gannon from the Oakland Raiders.
I mean, this ain't a bad season,
dude was
but
in the league. I'm not gonna lie. I forgot he won MVP. I thought he retired, like, in the 90s.
It's just...
But nope.
26 touchdowns, 10 picks. I think that's Russell Wilson's rookie year stats. I know he had 26 touchdowns and 10 picks. So this would basically be like Russell Wilson almost winning Rookie of the Year. Except, I guess, Rich Gannon did get 4,689 passing yards. But, I mean, it's not a bad season, but for an MVP season, nowadays, this is dry.
I'll be honest with you guys. I feel like they gave him this out of pity because he's been playing since 1987 and it was 2002 at the time, so he was playing for a good while. I think he played till like 2007 maybe, 2006 or something. I don't know, don't fact check me on that.
Dude, he's the greatest quarterback ever to wear the number 12. We know that for sure.
Exactly.
Number 19.
He also has the greatest name, Rich Gannon. Okay, we're done talking about our man, Rich Gannon. Okay. Why is nobody interested in this man? Probably not.
No, dude.
Let's be real here.
2008 Peyton Manning, 4,002 passing yards, 27 touchdowns, passing touchdowns, 12 picks, QBR 95.0. They went 12-4.
This is his. Oh yeah, just to preface this, this was YOLO's idea to put QB wins. As a Detroit Lions fan, the QB wins are not a stat, and they shouldn't be. And they're not a stat.
I'm just saying it to show how well the team did.
This is a team game, not a QB wins game. All right, and back to the season. This is one of his 5 MVPs.
Yeah, that reminds me. Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers make up half the list, and they're the only 3 quarterbacks to have multiple appearances. 3 players.
Multiple MVP wins.
Yeah, well, I mean, of the 2000s,
Yes. Yeah. This was definitely Peyton's worst year out of the 5.
For an MVP year, yes.
Well, yeah. That's why I said out of the 5.
I believe they lost in the wild card that year too in the playoffs, which Wasn't one of his best playoff performances, but yeah. 19, we have 2008 Peyton Manning. Number 18. 2003 Steve McNair. Passing yards, 3,212. He had 28 total touchdowns. Missed 2 games. Four rushing touchdowns, 138 rushing yards, QBR 100.4. Rip Steve McNair. He was shot by his girlfriend, I think,
exactly.
Right?
I think so. It was sad. Very sad. Very sad and tragic way.
He's the GOAT Titans quarterback.
Yes, he's better than the guy on the Titans right now.
Blaine Gabbert?
Just kidding. Blaine Gabbert. Wrong team. Wrong team in that division.
Yes.
Whoops.
Do you have anything else to say about Steve McNair, Detroit?
He's African American.
Number 17.
And he's good at running the ball. He was Cam Newton before Cam Newton. That's all I gotta say.
Number 17, we have the other co-MVP of that year, 2003 Peyton Manning. Manning won more games this year, threw more touchdowns. 4,267 passing yards. I know.
Not gonna lie.
I would have, like, if there should be a tiebreaker in the votings, like, they should always have one person who doesn't vote unless there's a tie. I think they have, like, what, 100 and something people who get to vote, and they have an even amount. That makes no sense to me. Why don't they just have an odd amount? But
because the NFL has interesting ways.
Yes, co-MVPs I don't like.
Yes. But
this would have been the year Manning. The Colts went to the AFC Championship, and then that was Brady's only time ever beating Manning in the AFC Championship.
Yes.
Anything else?
But that was a decent year MVP season for Manning. This was definitely not one of his best.
No.
So this was a good season. Though I think he did. I mean, now looking at the stats, I mean, I guess I understand why they were giving co-MVPs, because
it was really close. Had McNair played those 2 games, it could have played out different.
Right.
But it didn't. But number 16.
No, it did not. We have here
2001 Kurt Warner, who actually led the team to the Super Bowl this year. Fun fact, none of these MVPs won the Super Bowl in the same year they won MVP.
Nope. Because of the MVP curse.
Yep. 0-8 when they even go to the Super Bowl. And though, to be honest, he would be maybe a little lower because 22 picks, Jesus, that's Sam Darnold and like Nathan Peterman type of numbers.
He did lead his team to the Super Bowl, that's why
we
brought it up. I mean, honestly,
the QBR is above 100.
This was QB, yeah. He played really well despite his picks. I mean, he's Kurt Warner, so
yes, one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. Underrated, to be honest, too. And they did go 14-2.
It took him way too long, I think, to get in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, well, he waited like what,
I
5 years?
It should have been first year, honestly, first ballot.
That reminds me,
I think
Drew Brees is not on here.
Yeah,
I just had to say that.
Sad.
He could have won it like 2 years.
He should have won it. Okay, he should have won it this year. I'm sorry. I know Mahomes had a great season.
I'm sorry. I disagree. I thought he should have won it in 09 or what was it? Oh,
he should have won a couple times.
Yeah, I can't remember the other year. Number 15. We have 2017 Tom Brady. This one bugs me because I think
they should have given it to... Okay. Alright, we're moving on.
Oh, yeah.
We're moving on. We're good.
Okay. I believe Russell Wilson deserved this. They didn't make the playoffs, but he broke records. He led the team in rushing yards, rushing touchdowns, passing yards, passing touchdowns. The reason they didn't make the playoffs was because Blair Walsh. Had they had a kicker, they would have been 12-4, and Wilson would have won MVP. That's just my opinion.
Yep, and then you decided to sign him for some reason after watching him.
I didn't decide to sign him. Whoever our fucking GM is.
Your Seahawks did.
You didn't hear anything.
No, we should be at 10 minutes. We're good.
Yeah. We probably haven't.
Welcome to the shitbag titty fuck section of the video, sponsored by Shitbag Titty Fuck.
Yes, sponsored by
We don't have sponsors yet.
Condoms.
We don't have sponsors yet. Okay. Sponsors if anybody wants to sponsor this podcast, which there's probably nobody
Sponsored
watching.
by that one commercial with Lil Dicky and the peanut butter condoms.
Okay, all right. No,
We just offended PVC TV.
We're definitely going. We're going off the rails here. Back to the actual topic at hand, because this makes no sense at all.
This does make sense because we're talking about condoms and sex, and Tom Brady kisses his kids on the lips.
Okay, all right. This man's obsessed with this. Okay. Brady.
4,577 passing yards, 32 touchdowns, 8 picks. I mean, it's not bad, definitely not. I mean, I wasn't mad at all when he won MVP. I just thought, maybe a few other people deserved it, but it is what it is. What is your thoughts, Detroit?
They're on 2010 Tom Brady. Yeah,
no, 2017.
2017. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong person. Again, I don't have the list in front of me because I'm too busy looking at stats.
Spoiler alert! You just spoiled who won the MVP in 2010.
Oh my gosh! It's not like a lot of people already knew that. But no. Tom Brady, 45. There should have been other people to.
Wentz, Gurley.
Gurley should have won that award that year. He definitely deserved it.
All right.
There was no question about it.
Number 14.
Yeah. We were stuck with Mr. Brady. Mr. Thomas Brady. Yes. Number 15.
14. We have 2009 Peyton Manning. Exactly 4,500 passing yards, 33 touchdowns, 16 picks. He did lead the team to the Super Bowl this year.
Yes.
And I believe...
And can I just say, rest in peace to my man's QBR. He was 0.1 off of 100.
Yes.
And that's a sad day for him. So rest in peace to that. But anyways, this was definitely a better season than the other
2008 and 3.
Him. Yeah, than before him. So I think he deserved to be this high. And I mean, bringing a team that far in the playoffs.
And the okay.
Man.
The runner-ups this year, I believe they were it was just Drew Brees who I guess
it could have been him. It should have been him probably. Now looking back, because
had Drew Brees won the MVP, Manning would have won the Super Bowl. MVP curse.
Yeah, if Brees should have won it. Looking back now, because
Brees has 0
MVP, and he deserves it.
Drew Brees and Jerry Rice will go down as the greatest players to never win an MVP.
Yep. Because wide receivers don't win MVP, and Drew Brees is snubbed.
Yes. Number 13, snubbed to go into the Super Bowl. Screw the refs.
Yep.
We have our first running back in the first MVP of the 2000s, Marshall Faulk. 1,300 rushing yards, 18 rushing touchdowns, over 2,100 yards from scrimmage, 8 receiving touchdowns.
2189 to be exact.
And he had a really good season. I'm glad to see a running back finally win it.
Yes, this was a first running back in a long time to win this award.
Probably since Barry.
And I think so, yeah. Actually, so it hasn't really been that long now. I think about it. Maybe it was like 15, 20 years. I don't know. But it's good to finally see. Marshall Faulk was really good this year. I mean, his running stats don't show it, but his receiving stats are unbelievable. He was definitely one of the best receiving backs in the league, as well as one of the best running backs to ever play the game. So, I mean, I'm glad that he was able to win an MVP, and especially with the greatest show on turf.
Yeah, now that I think of it, Rams have, like, the best running backs in their history. Eric Dickerson, Marshall Faulk, and, like, now Todd Gurley. Like, Jesus.
That's a pretty loaded list. Honestly, that's comparable to, like, you'd be surprised
the Cowboys.
To say the Lions. The Cowboys and the Lions.
What do you mean Lions? Barry Sanders and who?
And Billy Sims.
Reggie
Billy
Bush.
Sims, look at his stats. Reggie Bush, Billy Sims, look at Billy Sims' stats. And then there's one more I'm forgetting. He was from like the 50s or something. I don't know.
Number 12.
Number 12, we have YOLO. Who do we have?
2014 Aaron Rodgers. Now, we've
Yes,
debated everything, but this is hands down the most what if and iffy, I believe, person who should have won it.
Yes.
Regardless, this was a good season, though. 38-5 ratio. Okay, you can talk now.
But this was, I think, the biggest snub in MVP history. This was the year that J.J. Watt broke the sack record for defensive end. I think, right?
No, 20 and a half. No, he was second in the NFL in sacks that year. Justin Houston did. However, he had 5 total touchdowns, a pick 6, a fumble recovery, and 3 offensive.
And he had the most passes defended.
Pass deflection. He had the most pass deflections that year as a defensive end, which is fucking rare because that's usually a corner or a defensive back.
Exactly.
And he led the NFL in quarterback hits.
Exactly. This was, and to those of you who were saying you would rather have prime Khalil Mack or prime Aaron Donald over prime J.J. Watt, you haven't watched this season. This is one defense, like, this is the last time in the 2000s I would say that defense was fun to watch.
Oh shoot, we just talked about J.J. Watt for like 3 minutes. Anyways, Aaron Rodgers had a good year here.
Yes, more time.
He probably would have been higher had it not been for, like, you know, J.J. Watt deserved this award. Anyways, number 11.
Number 11, we have here another quarterback.
2016 Matt Ryan. Which, by the way, we decided this list before the video.
28-3, what?
Yeah, dude, those numbers.
I know,
38
right?
touchdowns, 7 picks. He has a big QBR here.
Yes, he does. He is one of the highest QBRs here.
And this was hands down his best season.
Yes, this is probably where Matty Ice was, like, where his nickname really meant something. I guess, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this.
I believe the runner-ups were Brady and someone else I can't think of.
It wasn't a running back, was it? No, it was another quarterback.
Oh, it was Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, that's who it was. It was Aaron Rodgers.
That's right.
Because they went 10-6, but that was when they turned the table and all that started. But yeah, anything you want to say about 2016 Matt Ryan, Detroit?
What? No, but he really did look good this year. It was a fun year to watch for him, and
almost reached 5,000 passing yards.
Yeah, he almost reached 5,000. He had 38 touchdowns, which is very respectable. 7 interceptions. That's a really good ratio, and that QBR is insane. So he definitely deserved it this year. I mean, there was no question about it.
And now,
in my mind,
we are halfway down the list. Number 10. Number 10, we have 2012 Adrian Peterson. Great year, well deserved. Runner-up was Peyton Manning.
So much fun to watch, even as a Lions fan. It was just fun to watch.
2000. He was 9 yards away, I believe, from breaking the most rushing yards in a single season held by Eric Dickerson.
Something like that. It was just fun to watch that year.
And you know what the best stat is to me?
Even when he destroyed the Lions on the ground, it was still fun to see him.
He averaged 6 yards per carry. 6.
That's insanity.
And when you average just 5 yards per carry, that means you're good.
Imagine getting the ball and you're already past halfway to the first down.
Yes.
That's just insanity.
And this was probably...
And that means... Yeah.
Yeah, and he's the GOAT running back of our era.
Yes.
And, yep.
Of our era, yes. No doubt in my mind.
The best running back of the 2010s, hands down.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I can't. Yeah, he deserved this MVP. And on to number 9.
Number 9, we have
2010 Tom Brady. Fun fact: for some reason, this was the first ever unanimous NFL MVP player, which
I don't know why.
There's MVPs before who should have been unanimous. I mean, 36-4. That's a really good ratio. However,
I think that's one of the best ratios, if not the best ratio.
The best ratio is actually 2016 Tom Brady, 28-2. However, this was Tom Brady's biggest choke ever in the playoffs. They lost in the first round to Rex Ryan and Mark Sanchez in the Jets. Like that's a
My
sin in
man,
itself.
Mark Sanchez, fumble.
He quarterback rated 111.0. They went 14-2. Didn't reach 4,000 passing yards.
No, he had 3,900, which is honestly that's not.
Didn't he win comeback? He won comeback player of the year too. After this, this was the year before when he tore his ACL.
Yeah, that could have also been a factor into why he won that.
True.
I definitely think it was. But it was definitely a good season by him.
Yes.
I mean, the passing stats may not show it, but it was definitely a good season from him.
And on to number 8. We have 2015 Cam Newton. He had 3,837 passing yards, 45 total touchdowns, 600 rushing yards. You know, we both hate Cam Newton here, but this year it was clear he was the best quarterback. Yeah, he didn't have a good Super Bowl, but like hit that front flip touchdown week 1, I believe, where he just hurdled a guy and landed on his feet. I mean, he had like the best accuracy this season. In my opinion, if anything, this deserved to be more unanimous than the Tom Brady year, and
Definitely.
it wasn't.
He was.
Carson Palmer was a runner-up, for God's sake. I mean, Carson Palmer had a good season, but like,
it was not close. No, Cam Newton was definitely. The best
and they
player.
went 15-1.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, but yeah, they were definitely a good team. He was a good player this year. And he definitely deserved it, even despite how much I hate him.
I mean, he was a quarterback and a running back, basically. And he played really good in the playoffs, but then, yeah, once the Super Bowl came around, what the hell happened?
We're not going to talk about if that was rigged or anything, even though you can formulate your own opinion. We will not press opinions onto that, and we also don't want the NFL to take us down for that. Yes, moving on. Number 7.
We have 2005 Shaun Alexander. He's the only running back on this list who actually led their team to the Super Bowl, and they should have won it. Rigged refs. Rigged. Ben Roethlisberger was down at the 1. He pushed the ball forward. That was not pass interference. Where's the chalk block? 28 total touchdowns this year. Averaged 5.1 yards per carry. He did suffer from the Madden curse the next year, though. Rip.
Yes, he did. That was
and he was never the same running back afterwards.
No, he is not. Is he in the Hall of Fame? I forget.
No, he'll be in the Seahawks Hall of Fame, but not the NFL Hall of Fame.
He's in the Ring of Honor for them?
Yeah.
Or whatever you guys call it.
Yeah, something like that. What was I going to say?
Something. That's what you say.
Oh, he's the only player in Seahawks history to win MVP for us. There's like what, 6 NFL franchises who have never had a player win MVP for them. Not the Lions. Saints are one.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, Lions had Barry. Yeah, Saints are one of them. Then I can't remember the others. I think Browns maybe. But yeah, 5.1 yards per carry. Like these stats are insane.
I mean, he had 27 rushing touchdowns, and what do you have? Like one. Oh yeah, no.
He did not do that good.
His best stat. I'm sorry. His best stat is his 78 receiving yards.
Yeah.
I mean that.
He almost had 2,000 total yards from scrimmage.
He did, but he choked and couldn't catch. I don't know what his catch rate was. I'd have to look that up.
I mean, I was considering putting him up higher, but he did have the #1 offensive line this year. So.
Yes.
But still, he did have a good season. Anyways, number 6.
Number 6 is
2004 Peyton Manning. At the time, he broke the touchdown record, which then Brady broke, and then which Manning broke. Spoiler alert. 10 picks, QBR. I think that's his highest. That's his highest of his career. That is his
highest, 121.1. And that is... I think that's the second highest. That is the second highest QBR, I'm pretty sure, of all time.
Damn.
Which is pretty damn good, I'd say.
And they lost in the divisional to the Steelers, I believe. Yes, to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yes.
Or no. Some team I can't remember, but this was a really good season. If you had him on fantasy, You probably could have won.
If you had any,
he was the number one quarterback.
Any of these players on fantasy, you probably won your league.
Unless 2002 Rich Gannon.
I don't know if anybody actually drafted him. Let's be real here. Sorry, Raiders fans. I guess.
Yes.
Do you remember Rich Gannon was on your team? I'm not gonna lie. I completely forgot he existed.
Number 5.
Number 5, yeah.
2011 Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
Now, talk about touchdowns to interception ratios. I think this is the best touchdown to interception ratio on this list. I don't know, Brady's 36 and 4.
No, you said Brady's was. Wait, hold on. What did you say it was? 28-2?
No. I'm talking about on the MVP list. But no.
MVP list,
yeah. Brady in 2016 threw 28 and 2 picks.
Yeah, but
I believe Aaron Rodgers has the highest QBR on this list.
Yeah.
122.5, and they went 14-1.
I think that may be the highest QBR in history, but I am not for sure. Because that's pretty good. Not gonna 122.
And you know what they did in the playoffs?
Oh yeah, this is also why we didn't use QB. This is why we didn't use the actual QBR stat, because it would have said he had like an 80.
And that just sounds bad.
88.
That's a B+ for an A+ season.
Exactly.
And they ended up losing to the Giants in the divisional.
And I'm pretty sure QBR, like ESPN actually uses rate for their QBR, or it might be NFL Network. I don't know. One of the two. But anyways, this was a really good season.
This was when Greg Jennings was in his prime.
Oh yeah.
No. The year before was the Super Bowl year. This was the
well, yeah.
This is the year the Giants won the Super Bowl, and then the Giants beat the Falcons, Packers, and 49ers to get to the Super Bowl and beat Brady twice. Anyways, number 4, we have most recent 2018 Patrick Mahomes. 50 touchdowns.
All you Chiefs fans in the comments.
I don't agree with what he's going to say.
No, I said this is not the best MVP season.
Oh, duh.
We both agree on that.
No, but you think Breeze deserved it. I think Patrick Mahomes still deserved it.
I think he deserved it out of pity. That's all I'm thinking. Patrick Mahomes had the better season. I know that. I'm just saying, like, I don't think Breeze is going to be able to win an MVP.
Yeah, not
in
now.
the next couple of years. So.
And at first I thought it was just...
They should have given it to him out of pity, honestly, because Mahomes is probably going to win another couple. Let's be real here. At
first I thought it was just the Chiefs, because let's be honest, the Chiefs always start hard. What was I going to say?
What?
The Chiefs always start hot. There we go, hard.
There you go.
Johnny Sins.
Always start hard.
Yes.
That's a good
Look what Alex Smith did last year, and then bam, they sucked at the end, but no. And he did have good receiving weapons, but when you look at like the no-look passes, the left hand, and all that, the scramble, he's like the new Aaron Rodgers in terms of his like gifted abilities.
Yes.
Because you know.
Side note, AAF, that pass the other day was all luck, no skill. Let's be real here, and it was only 1 yard. That was the stupidest decision I've ever seen in my life for a quarterback.
Yeah, dude. Number 3.
Yeah, but Mahomes had a really good season. I'm not gonna lie, that was unbelievable to watch. It was fun to watch too.
We have 2007
Especially that Rams Chiefs game, which should have been game of the year. But the NFL thought the AFC Championship was for some reason, and they also put the Super Bowl. They also put the Super Bowl in the top 10 games of the year.
What?
For some reason.
That game, no. Anyways,
yeah,
2007 Tom Brady is number 3. And I just want to say this: I would prefer prime Randy Moss and prime Wes Welker over prime Gronk and prime Edelman. I don't know about you, but even though they didn't win any Super Bowls together, but like.
No, that would have been amazing to watch.
Yeah, and this was actually
Randy Moss was insane on the Patriots.
Yes, 22 receiving touchdowns.
Welker, he's one of the most forgotten wide receivers, I'd say, but he was unbelievable back on the Patriots.
This was probably the most talented Patriots team ever, and they didn't win a Super Bowl because this was, I believe, their best defensive unit they've ever had.
Right.
But they didn't win it. David Tyree catch,
No, they
but
did
still
not.
50 touchdowns and the best record out there, 16-0. They went 18-0, and then yeah, you know what happened. But yeah,
Yeah,
anything else you want to
that
say about
thing.
2007 Tom Brady?
What a catch by David Tyree.
All right,
Unbelievable. That
number
must be one of the greatest plays
2.
we've ever seen.
And speaking
Go
of
Bucks.
fantasy, if you had this guy in fantasy, you won it. No matter what, if
Yeah.
your team was full of other like Kareem Hunt at kicker,
Honest,
that you won with this guy.
yes.
28.
We were debating about putting this at number 1 for a couple seconds, but
Yeah.
I mean,
He almost averaged 2 touchdowns a game. He basically did.
And
one
we're
touchdown off.
obviously talking about
LaDainian Tomlinson, 2006.
LTV number 2, LaDainian Tomlinson from the Chargers. This dude was insane. Like, he was so fun to watch. And especially this year. Like, he just...
This was my first year ever playing fantasy football, and I lost in the playoffs to the guy who had LaDainian Tomlinson. That's all I remember.
He had 2,323 yards from scrimmage.
Yes, average 5.2.
He almost had 2 touchdowns a game almost. Which you already said, I know. But that's just unheard of.
Yes.
Like 2 touchdowns a game.
Yeah.
You know, that's...
And 2,300 yards from scrimmage? That's insane.
He almost had 2,000 yards rushing, too.
Yeah, and then had that happen, he might be number 1. But number 1 is pretty simple here.
Yeah,
2013,
after about 3 seconds of debate between
Peyton Manning.
Tomlinson and Mr. Peyton Manning, we decided it was Peyton Manning.
Broke most passing yards in a season. Broke most touchdowns in a season. Most touchdowns in a game he tied with 7. A fun fact, there's only been like 7 players ever to throw 7 touchdowns in a game, and 2 of those players threw it in the same season. Peyton Manning, and you know who the other quarterback was?
It was Breeze, wasn't it?
No, Nick Foles. Breeze threw 6.
Oh yeah,
like 3 years later.
Foles did that.
Yeah. And then he had a rushing touchdown too. 56 total touchdowns. 115.1 QBR. Yeah, we know what happened in the Super Bowl, but... And I hate those people who say Manning was only successful because of his weapons. When Demaryius Thomas, Julius Thomas, and Eric Decker never made a Pro Bowl after Manning retired.
After he left? Yeah.
Well, Eric Decker and Julius Thomas left. None of them ever did.
Well,
oh, we forgot about Wes Welker, too. Wes Welker was on this team, too.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He was.
Yeah, completely forgot about that.
I mean, he was out of his prime by then, honestly.
Yeah, it was his last year of his prime. I believe he still put up 10 touchdowns.
No, I mean, like, after Peyton Manning left, yeah, he was out of his prime. He made Pro Bowl, and then he retired, like, a year or 2 later. But that was it was such a good season for Peyton. What a way to send it off, seriously. What a way to end a career.
Huh?
I'm joking.
I was about to say 43 to 8. Yeah, dude, what a great way to end a career.
43 to 8. I'm joking. No, I was thinking of another season, but
Johnny Sins penis.
Okay, wait a minute.